very exciting. I was home recently at my parents' house, digging through the garage, and I found the first video game system I ever owned. I don't know if you guys remember the Jorbis. The Jorbis was made by now out-of-business department store, Montgomery Ward. Just a fantastic system, and ever since I dug it up, I've been playing it nonstop. A lot of Jorbis games were ahead of their time. Let's take a look at some of them now in a segment we call Old Video Games. Oh, boy. Oh, the hours I spent with this one right here. The old Tonya Harding skating. It was such a fun... In this game, you were a world-class figure skater who's competing against Tonya Harding, and the goal of the game was to complete a figure skating routine while avoiding Tonya Harding's goons, who would come after you, and you sort of hit A to jump over them, and then you'd hit B, you know, to get low, and then do a little duck. And then the final boss was, of course, Tonya Harding herself, and she would just sort of chase you, and you'd have to just tap the buttons to go as fast as you could, and then eventually she would trip on her shoelaces right there. There you go. And that was it. That's how you won. It was fun. It was fun. The next game was inspired by the Chernobyl disaster of 1986. Okay. It was Chernobyl the game. And what it did was it took place after the catastrophe. You played as a Soviet official, and your goal was to eat up all the paperwork that would show evidence of governmental wrongdoing. So let's just take a look at the gameplay. So there you are. You're this government head, and you're eating up the paperwork, and those are reporters, and they're trying to get a hold of you. And then you would just eat this radioactive pill, and then there you go. You just eat them all up, and then you would win, and that's what happened. So much fun. Jorbis. By far, my favorite game growing up was Fitted Sheet the game. In Fitted Sheet the game, you played as a single man struggling to put a fitted sheet on a bed. So much fun. Just check it out right here. So you get your fitted sheet, and it looks super easy, and you think all I gotta do is put it on this corner right there. All right, almost done. And I'm gonna go to, oh no! Oh no, and then you just go down, you be like, I got this. Super easy, and then that way. And then eventually you just give up and you would sleep on a box spring.
You lose.
The next game was called Goodfellas the Game, which was based on the Martin Scorsese film Goodfellas. People were excited when they bought it because you assumed that it would have some of the exciting mafia scenes from the film, but it actually took place entirely in a restaurant. You played as Henry Hill out on a date with his guma, but it turns out his wife Karen's in the restaurant. And when Karen sees you, you have to sneak out without getting caught.
Henry.
So she sees you, and then she comes over, and you got to run around, and you maybe get lucky, and there's like a dessert tray that you hide behind, and oh, now she's coming the other way. You hide behind a tree or a little bush, whatever that is, and then, oh, there's some cocaine, and that would be helpful because you would get the cocaine, and then you'd get out of there. And it was awesome because it was really cool. The game came with this bag of fake cocaine, and it was fun for kids because it was made with pixie sticks and a little bit of cocaine. So the last one, Jorbis Classic, Bobby Knight Basketball. In this game, you play as legendary Indiana Hoosiers basketball coach Bobby Knight, who famously had a bad temper. There was no actual basketball in this game. Instead, you would just throw chairs at the opposing team in an effort to get them off the court. And then after you vanquish the team, of course, the cops would show up. Oh, no, sorry, the referees would show up. Obviously, I've tipped what's happening next, which is the police officers. There you go, rule of threes. Now we get rid of those guys. And then the really fun thing is in a tie-in with the stories of the day, Saddam Hussein was the last boss. And that would be a case where you would root for Bobby Knight. And it was so much fun. What a fun game. Give it up for the Jorbis, everybody.